within the natural health realm, a lot of health products that we're ingesting have natural flavors. So let's talk about what that umbrella term means and what we can do to understand our quote unquote healthy products better.
Natural flavors can be very confusing for a lot of people, similar to fragrances. And more people are aware of flavors than they are of the issue with fragrances. And with flavors, of course, we're consuming them. So there is the risk over time that these can have undesired effects. With that said, I worked in the flavor and fragrance industry as a toxicologist. I saw all the flavor formulations. I saw many formulations. I know what type of processing goes into them, the raw materials. For the most part, at least the company I worked for, natural flavors did actually come from natural sources. It wasn't a fake umbrella term. Some people believe this to be true, and I can't say across the board that it isn't true, but from what I've seen, natural flavors tended to come from actual food sources. However, they don't have to. So for example, vanilla flavor can come from wood ash. You can synthesize vanillin, which is the active component of vanilla. That's what imparts the vanilla flavor. You can make it from all different kinds of sources. It doesn't have to even come from food. So that is an issue there because we don't know what other contaminants are coming along with it. And not to mention flavors themselves are typically highly processed. Again, anytime we're processing, this is creating some level of undesired byproducts and contaminants. Not only that, the flavors are changing the way that we perceive food. That is a big problem because if we consume a lot of flavored products, do we even remember what real food tastes like? And does it change our preference and brain chemistry to desire the flavored product versus the actual food itself? That is a question. That is something that for me is more concerning than the actual chemical composition of the flavor itself. Is the fact that it's changing our food preferences. But nonetheless, with natural flavors, people can be highly concerned because of the unknowns. They are used at such a small level in the food to impart flavor because they also use flavor enhancers like MSG. So is it the actual flavor chemicals that are causing the issue, or is it the flavor enhancers and the flavor blockers like bitter blocking chemicals? Those are also in use. So for example, if you look at your food, are you eating processed food? Because that's where the flavors are found. When I look at food, I'm not really concerned about the flavor itself. I'm more concerned about whether or not it's processed. So if you generally avoid processed food, you can avoid flavors. But if you can't, let's say in a supplement, in the case of a supplement, look at the overall benefit to risk ratio. Is this a high quality supplement? Is the flavor really coming from food or not? What's in that flavor? And a transparent company will tell you what's in the flavor. You can ask. If they don't tell you, then that is something that you might also take pause with. However, again, if it is something that is the rest of the product is really high quality and you've gained benefit from it, does that amount of flavor really make a difference? That's something you have to ask yourself. But if you're consuming flavored foods regularly, that means you're consuming processed foods. And that's more of an issue than the flavor itself, in my opinion.
If you enjoyed that clip, press here for the full episode. I'll see you over there.
We don't always need to add more. And I think that's the trap that a lot of people fall into. Let me just grab that glutathione supplement and I'm good to go. Well, you're not addressing the root cause. The root cause is your lifestyle. It's really about taking